and welcome to Talk About It Thursday with Bree. So today we're going to be talking about asking. Today we're going to be making a video about asking versus making assumptions, because we can always assume things and it can make us go a little, cuckoo. So I want you to notice this. Let's say someone text messages you and it's important to you and they don't text you back. And then you're assuming why they're not texting you back. So you start thinking of all these thoughts. This is a very important moment because these thoughts that you think of are actually drawing up all of your insecurities. Okay, and this is how I know this. The other day, I messaged somebody. It was a business exchange, and I was messaging them because they weren't responding to me. And I said, this makes me feel like, in my mind, I'm saying, this is making me feel like they're not taking this business seriously. They're not as dedicated as I am because they haven't responded to this message. So for 3-4 days, I'm just waiting on this person to respond. And I finally, on the third day, I said, you know what? I'm not going to be able to work with this person anymore because they're not taking me seriously. And I started thinking, well, maybe I did something wrong. Maybe I hurt them in some way. Maybe I did something they didn't like. And I started thinking about all these things, and I was like, what are you doing? You're making this about you. You're taking this personally, and you're making yourself the reason why. Instead of doing that, why don't you ask, right? So I said, instead of assuming, I'm going to ask. So I went ahead and I text, hey, I messaged you last week about so-and-so. I haven't heard a response from you. Is everything okay? And then they responded, took a snapshot of their response, and they said, I messaged you the day that you messaged me. But what happened was it looked like the words were red, which means it didn't send it. The send was failed, so it was a failed send, which means I didn't receive the message. So this whole time they were waiting on me to respond to them, but it was because their message didn't get sent to me that I wasn't able to respond. So it's important that we keep our communication open and that we don't assume, because if I would have just assumed that they just didn't want to work with me or they just weren't taking me seriously, I would have lost out on that business transaction. So it's important to just stay in communication and not to assume, but to just pick up the phone and call and find out what's going on. Just text the message and say, hey, are you upset? Or just ask. It's better to know than to just think that you know what's going on. Oh, they're just taking a shower, that's why they're not calling me back. Or, oh, they're just, doing whatever, that's why they can't. You find out. It's better. I've had a mentor before that said, when in doubt, find out. If anything, it's just to give you more information to make a better decision on whatever you're going through. And it'll help you see the situation a bit more clearly. So that's that for this episode. I hope it's helped you. Please share if this has happened to you before. There's a Talk About It Thursday group where we share about how we relate to these videos. Sometimes people's stories that they share, they inspire others. So sometimes the stories that you share, you can help others, and sometimes the stories that you read, maybe they can help you. You never know. So there's a link above in the caption area where if you're interested, you can go ahead and join. It is a private group because it's really for people that really are taking their self-development journey and they want to brighten their perspective and go a little deeper into themselves and asking and reflecting and being a little bit more self-aware. So thank you for listening. If this has helped in any way, please share and subscribe. Thank you.